Hi, everybody. It's Kevin Griffin. This is hashtag Ask Ezra Anything. I'm going to answer some Facebook questions. First up, Oliver Abbott. When you perform old songs, do you still feel any of the emotions you had when you wrote them? For example, Porcelain. You know, I absolutely still think about the moment those songs are written, especially Porcelain. It's funny that you asked that. Porcelain was written about a girl I worked with at a restaurant in Santa Monica, California, and I had a crush on her, and she was the hostess, and I was the bartender, and I wrote those lyrics whilst bartending, much to the disappointment of my customers. And then I'm not sure about the melody and stuff. I think that happened later at our apartment in Beechwood Canyon in Hollywood way back in the day. But yeah, I totally still think about the inspiration. And that's part of the fun of singing old songs. That's why they never get old, because it's like looking at home movies. Brendan McNulty. Where did the band name come from? You know what? I like the explanation that it was a Farewell to Arms, or for whom was it? Farewell to Arms, or page 268 of The Sun Also Rises. Clearly, I don't know. It's a Hemingway reference, but that's not the real answer. It remains a mystery. It remains a mystery. One of the great mysteries. The Rosetta Stone, Dead Sea Scrolls, origin of Better Than Ezra's Name. Laura Curtin Villarreal. Has Kevin ever been a stand-up comedian? What is your favorite venue for shows? Are there any verses in songs that are autobiographical? I have not been a stand-up comedian. You know, it's funny. I'm just a silly person in general, and so the humor comes naturally to me in the shows. And sometimes people go, man, after a show, they'll be excited and they'll say, oh, that was such a great show. And instead of saying, I loved your songs, they'll say, you guys were so hilarious. I sometimes wonder if I do the humor too much, but that's me. What is your favorite venue for shows? You know, 930 Club, when it's sold out, is just the greatest. That's in D.C. But I love them all. Chicago, L.A., of course, New Orleans. Ana Guevara. During your career, what has changed the most when you guys go out on tour, besides a drummer? I think that we don't throw down in the tour bus like we used to. Back in the day, it was a nightly party on our bus. It was a dance club, very famously. We always left the venue later than we told our bus driver. He was never happy about that. Those days are largely gone. You know, we're older, and we have kids, and I think the romance of waking up on a tour bus after having drank too much has lost its appeal. But we still have our moments. We are a band from New Orleans, so we'll never really grow up. Shanda Cook, what is the craziest thing that has happened during one of your live shows? Oh my God, so many things. From great people coming on stage, like the Manning brothers, or Echo and the Bunnymen. I think immediately I think of one of the most embarrassing moments on stage. It was at House of Blues, New Orleans. We were playing a show. We were about 3 songs into the set, and I noticed that these cute girls in the front row were like pointing at me and going, "Hey," and I was like, I'm thinking they're digging Kevin, and I'm thinking in the third person, and they're trying to say something to me. So between songs, I finally bend down to them and say, "What's up?" And they were like, "Your fly is open." And I looked down and my zipper was open, and that was a humbling moment for me. Leanne Kruger, what's the last album each of you bought, and what format was it on? I download records through iTunes, but I Spotify a lot of stuff now. The last album I think I Spotified or downloaded was maybe the the Arcade Fire record. But I have tons of single songs. And then also, who else? The guy from Groove Armada had a cool album recently. Steve Steiner. For the song Lifetime, is it coincidence or by design that the song itself is also 3.5 minutes? It's completely coincidence. It's one of the great rock and roll coincidences. The funny thing is that this REM song referenced was I wasn't just thinking of a specific song, but when I was asked so much, I just said "Perfect Circle" by REM. It's on the Murmur record, and it's 3.5 minutes long. Now most pop songs are about 3.5 minutes, but to the second, it's 3.5 minutes, and Lifetime is 3.5 minutes. Yeah, great mystery solved, and now hypnosis is over.